Hello, hello, how are we doing today? Bit of a different scene. This is the kitchen. God, it feels a bit weird. I did my first ever stream in this kitchen. And this is probably going to be the last stream from this house. So, everything comes full circle, I think. I hope very much that I am heard right now, as in, I hope you can hear me. Because I always have trouble with this little microphone. But I don't think my full headset will reach as I move around the kitchen. So if this works, then this is it, and we're going to have to deal with it. If it doesn't, well then, no stream. No, I guess we'll just struggle through. How is everybody today? How has our weekend been? How has our entire week been as a whole? Have we had a good time? Are we having a good time currently? Are we having a bad time currently? Can you load or not? It doesn't want to, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, if you could load, that would be so exciting. Yeah, I am live. Congratulations for figuring that out. Who's in here? How is it going? Hope you're doing well. I just went to view my new little flat. And oh, it is Sammy. Sammy's in the building. How we doing, Sammy? How's your Sunday? How's it going? Good weekend so far? He's excited. He's excited to be here. How's it going? How are you? Have you been partying this weekend? It's alright. I guess that's better than bad. Well, nice restful weekend then. We'll call it that. We'll not say it's boring. I love not doing anything weekend. It's really good. But you haven't done much at all? You haven't done anything? Nothing of note? Haven't been partying? No partying, just chilling in gym. I have been starting to pack and clean because I'm moving this week to my new little flat, and I just had a viewing of that, like measure up the space and like my furniture and stuff. So like being an adult is really hard and it sucks, basically. Yeah. Apart from that, nothing much. We're here today to bake a cake, I think. Or cupcakes. I figured you guys could decide, but I don't know. Yeah, being an adult does it's like you have to organize shit and like do your own stuff. Cake. 2 votes for cake, both from Sammy. Yeah, no, being an adult sucks. You just have to like organize stuff and it's kind of boring. Cupcakes too easy. Yeah, that's why I like them. No, okay, we can make a cake. I did get a little cake pan out and I thought that we could make a cake and like, you know, make the icing all nice and be like 109 followers, you know, like celebrate that. It was like 2 streams ago that happened, but you know, it's fine. We're getting there at the end. Yeah, like bills and shit. God, being an adult does suck. I don't know why we ever were like, oh my god, I can't wait to grow up. Because now it's like, oh, life's kind of hard. Anyway, icing with big 100. Yeah, let's do that. So the first question is, what flavor is the cake gonna be? I have pretty much ingredients for anything. And we can just bake whatever kind of cake. With like fancy writing. Yeah, it's a good thing I have sparkle gel. Yeah. Got like sparkle gels. And this one, like, so there's Verde for green, and Rojo for red, and this one doesn't have a color on it. What the fuck? It's a different brand. Anyway, this one is called Negro, and it just feels weird to me that it's, like, it's black, but like, it's called Negro, and I don't know if it's meant to feel weird to me. Anyway, we can use that one. What flavour is the cake going to be? We've got some options. Pretty much anything. the limit is our imagination, really. What flavor are we going? Chocolate, lemon, vanilla, red velvet. Don't make me up, red velvet. Ice cream cake with Freddo frogs. I could never make anything nearly as good as the Freddo frog ice cream cake, so I think I will stay out of their lane. Also, I don't have ice cream or Freddo frogs. Had to kill stream because of lag. Yeah, it wasn't you just receiving ice cream or anything, right? How did your first stream back go? Was it fun? Thank you very much, Daniel Moses. 24/7. I did. Thanks. I'm like standing. I haven't stood for streaming in a long time. I did my first ever stream in this kitchen, and it's my last one from this house probably, so it's everything's come full circle. It's a little bit bittersweet, but that's fine. Kate, hello, how are you doing? Happy birthday. Congrats on 100 followers. Thank you, Kate. Nice to see you. You moving out? Yeah, so I've been house sitting here, and the family's coming back up this week. So I have found a new little like self-contained unit flat that I'm moving into from this week, and that's exciting. My first stream back went pretty well. Got 2 subs, so that's nice. Congratulations, that's awesome. Must be good to be back streaming after so long, because it has been ages for you. But yeah, no, it was good to see you back. I didn't stay very long because I had shit to do. I've been cleaning and packing and doing all sorts of shit today, and I promised we would make a cake today. So first thing we need to decide is what flavor cake we're gonna make. I figured I'm gonna put all the decisions up to you guys. Cake flavor, if we're gonna color it, what kind of icing and what color icing, how we're gonna decorate it. Sammy has decided we're making a cake instead of cupcakes. From there, it is all up for interpretation. Vanilla and choc, like marble cake. Like we make a vanilla and a chocolate batter and then pour them in together, so it's like a marble cake. We can do that. What do we think? Yes? Okay. Does anybody else have anything to contest? I don't know about cake making, I just love eating them. Yeah, fair enough. I quite like the baking part, but I like the eating part a little bit too much as well. But you know what? 100 followers, right? Any excuse to celebrate, really. Yeah? Okay, marble cake. Are we going yes? Sammy said yes. We have any disputes? Oh. Yes? With strawberries and flakes. I do not have either of those things. I'm gonna go watch the boys. I'll be back in about an hour to see how the cake's going. Thank you, Danny. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. I do not have flakes, and I will not go to the shop to get them because then I'd have to get in my car and drive and go buy something and then come back. But we will do a marble cake. So we will make a vanilla cake, and from there we will split the batter in 2 and make 1 chocolate, and I even have chocolate chips. Wait, Danny got demoted? In what? What did Danny... Always, but what did he get demoted in? Moist vanilla cake recipe. Let's go with that one. Hello! Cheerios! How are you doing? It's nice to see you. How are you going? How has your week been? I thought he was mod. He rage quit that because I didn't give him the right permissions, and then Milkshake was on his ass about making the... Wait, did he quit mod on my channel as well? Oh, cute. I thought he just did it on Discord, but I didn't notice. That's how little I care. And make brownie too. Brownies are the best. What am I going to do with all of this baking, Sammy? I can, but... Oh my god, okay, idea. Vanilla cake, and then we bake it, we cut it in 2, and then we make brownie, and we put it in between, and we have like 3 layers. There's cake, brownie, cake. How's that? Or do we want to do marble cake with a layer of brownie? Or do we just want to do the brownie separate? There's so many options. Regardless, I have found a vanilla cake recipe. You can save while you're baking and eat it later. No, I don't need to eat it all later. I will give it to, usually when I bake, I bring it to work and everybody there helps me eat it. Because if I ate everything, then I'd probably just die. Oh, the page isn't responding. Just relax. Goodness, my laptop just finds things so hard. Dying is fun. I don't know, I've never tried it personally. I'd have to take your word for it, I guess. Cheerios. We make a cake and then we watch it until it gives birth to a baby cake in the middle of the night. That is probably one of the most unhinged things I've read, and I love that. I love that a lot. The logistics of it, I'm not sure, but the energy, yes, basically. Girl, can you load? Okay, this girl looks very happy. You've got to read the entire... Why, when you like search up a recipe, do you have to read an entire story about somebody's life before you can actually just find the recipe? You know, like, oh, I was an orphan on the streets and one day I found all the ingredients for this cake in a dumpster and so I made it and it was the best cake ever and it got me a job somewhere. Like, oh my god, relax. Oh my god. How long am I going to have to scroll on this thing? I'm still going. You're probably on the wrong recipe. Nah, every recipe is like this, I swear. All of the good ones. Oh, it has good reviews. Somebody said, I'm generally not a massive fan of vanilla cake, but this recipe is just perfect. Perfect, all caps, with a heart emoji. So, let's have a gaze. I found it, I just dragged the thing all the way to the bottom of the screen and it was there. It's literally like 16 pages long or some shit like that. Just give the fucking recipe, yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go, finally we have the recipe. Do we have everything? Yeah, I've got everything. Everything's written out so complicated. It does not need to be that complicated, love. It's not that deep. Okay, let's do it. Most of the time they just comment on their own post and make it sound amazing. Yeah, fair, they do. Give it all the good reviews they can, like 5-star, and then if they ever see anything that's like 4.5 stars, they're like, I'm actually gonna murder somebody, and they delete that and erase that person's presence off the internet. Okay. We have everything we need for this cake. So, let's get started, shall we? So, okay, question, did we decide on marble cake and then maybe brownies separate, or did we decide on 3-layer cake, vanilla cake, brownie layer, and then vanilla cake? What did we decide on there? We'll still make the cake regardless, but am I splitting it and making it marble or not? Marvel. Yeah, I meant marble. Marble cake is when you get 2 different kinds of cake batter and you like pour them in together and then you 3-layer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make the cake, right? We're gonna just bake the vanilla cake, maybe marble it if that's what we want. And then when that's baked, we'll cut it in 2. We'll bake our brownie layer, and our brownie layer will go in between the 2 cake layers. Yeah, no, I don't know anything. That's totally fine. I don't expect you to. I have loved baking like my whole life, so I've done a lot of it. It's up to you guys. No, it's up to chat. Did you not read the stream title? Sammy seems very passionate, but you are very welcome to put in your opinions. You're taking a dog for a walk. Okay, well, I will get started. I'll make this batter, and when you're back, we will have the batter made, I suppose. Okay, so... Dang, this lady's a bitch. Okay, what the fuck? This is like the most complicated recipe I've ever seen in my life, so it's gonna be really fun. I literally came on Twitch to like start setting up stream, and then I saw that Point Crow was doing the exact same stream, pretty much. He was like baking cupcakes, and I was like, that is so rude of you on the day that I decided I was gonna do my thing. He's also doing his thing, and it's quite similar. Honestly, I love Point Crow, but like this just feels, it just feels rude. It just feels rude. Okay, anyway, I'll stop complaining about him. So we're gonna put our, what are we doing? We're putting our milk and oil into a bowl and setting it aside for no reason. That's fine. 6 ounces whole milk. Okay. Are there ounces on this? There are not. I hate ounces. Okay, we're gonna have to go with our sketchy measuring thing then. Oh, that's not in there. Well, how come oil? Oil makes a cake really nice and moist, but it still holds it together. It also makes it quite light. Like if you add more milk or more eggs or more like butter or other dairy products, it makes it quite heavy. But when you're adding oil, it just keeps it quite light and fluffy. That's your fun fact about oil and cakes. And don't, I'm pretty sure that's right, but I'm not an expert, so also I could be completely wrong. I'm going to be one sec, I'm just going to grab my measuring scales. Do you use baking soda? In this recipe, no, it's baking powder in this recipe. Some recipes call for one or the other, some call for both, some call for none if you're just using self-raising flour. It all depends. Why are you at 0 there? Okay. This is not mine, but it is like the most difficult thing in the world to use, and it upsets me greatly every day. Every time I've used it, it just upsets me. Okay, so we need 6 ounces of milk, and I'm going to be measuring this literally like this, because I hate myself, I suppose. Okay, 6 ounces. Let's see, that's 4. This feels so weird. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna call that our 6 ounces. 3 ounces of canola oil, awesome. Okay. This feels really odd. That's a lot of oil. Right. It's not very scientific. It's not very scientifically measured. Not even carefully measured. But hey, life's too short. We have our. How much can I tilt that without like spilling everywhere? There's our milk and oil. I'm gonna set that aside as the recipe cools. I know that is so much oil. I think I will just die. I would think soda makes the cake fluffier because of the CO2 molecules. Yeah, but when you add baking soda, often you have to add coffee to combat the taste of it. So it's in a lot of chocolate cakes. You'll do baking soda, and then you'll also add coffee on the side because of the taste. But I don't think you can really add coffee into a vanilla cake and like get away with it. I don't know if that makes any sense. There's so much oil, and now we add sugar to cover up the oil taste. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, so we've got our oil and our milk, and now wait, okay, I've already done it wrong because I didn't read the recipe. Awesome. That's fine, that's totally fine. I was meant to keep a little bit of milk back without the oil in it, but it's fine. We live and we learn, and we're just going to adjust to that. So I was meant to put 4 ounces of milk in with the oil and keep 2 separate ounces to add the vanilla and the eggs. So How many eggs do we need? You'd think I would have prepared, but I did not. I wouldn't do that. Okay, we've got our, putting 3 eggs in, courtesy of the chickens. Thank you, chickens. When I was collecting the eggs this morning, I dropped one on the concrete, and I felt really bad, and then I had to hose it up. And I was just like, just ruined my day just a little bit, you know? But that's okay. We're moving on from that. Let me get another egg. Oh, God. That was less clean than the other ones, but that's okay. No, fuck, you come out of there. Easiest way to get the shell out of eggs is to use the shell. That doesn't make any sense. But like, you get the eggs, like you get the piece of the shell and you like scoop it. And that's the best way, because I don't know if you've ever tried to scoop eggshells out of eggs with your fingers. It's just impossible unless you wet them. Anyway, so we're doing that. We've got the eggs in there. We are putting in a tablespoon of vanilla. That is a lot of vanilla. Sorry, that was really loud. Okay, tablespoon of vanilla, here we go. You use 4 to take shells out. Fork? I'm assuming you meant. Look how much vanilla that is. Oh, you know what? We can add a little bit more for good measure. I had like a tiny bit left anyway, it's fine. It'll just be very vanilla-y. Fork, yeah. Yeah, that's that can work well. Some things are just like too slippery and they don't hold it very well. But anyway, here is our egg, milk, and vanilla mix. Looking healthy there. Right. So from there, we've got our 2 wet ingredient things. So we're gonna get our dry ingredients together. We are putting flour, sugar, baking powder, all the dry ingredients into a bowl. Are we gonna use the cake mixer or am I gonna do this by hand? How are we gonna do this? Are you gonna make me suffer or are you gonna let me put it in my cake mixer? I'll start measuring things up and you can decide. Okay. 13 ounces of cake flour. No suffering. Easy enough by hand. Okay, I'll do it by hand. It just feels fair, I suppose. It is not that hard. If I was having to cream butter and sugar together, then yeah, I would be upset, but I'll be okay. Creaming butter and sugar together is like the hardest thing you could do. Why did I do that? Okay, go back. Okay. Amazing. Right, here's my 5 kilo bag of flour. Why did I buy a 5 kilo bag of flour? I don't know. I just did. And it's been here for ages. I bought it for my first ever stream, and yeah, I still have it. I do bake a lot, but I haven't been baking as much lately, so I still have about 3.5 kilos of this left. But they're getting rid of 368 grams today, which feels very oddly specific, but that's what the recipe calls for. Okay, 100. Could I find a bigger spoon? Yeah, but am I going to? No. 200. Sorry, you guys can't even see this. We're doing 368. It's always so pretentious when they're like, oh, it has to be cake flour. It's like, who can afford cake flour? Who actually goes out and just buys cake flour? 300. Brilliant. We'll call that. Sweet. That's it. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to not worry if it's perfect or not. Here's our flour. And we're going to... Jesus Christ. It is the same amount of sugar. Equal amounts of sugar and flour. Yikes is all I can say to that. That's just awful. Okay. Perfect. In there. Ooh, don't all spill. Yeah, that's a lot of sugar. It's the same amount of sugar as the flour. Feeling really healthy right now. Awesome. There it is with our sugar in it. It's the exact same amount. Coke might have the same amount of sugar, don't worry about it. I don't drink Coke. I don't really drink fizzy drinks. I never drank them as a kid, so I just don't like them. And so that's really hard when I'm like, if I'm ever out drinking alcohol, everybody's like, oh, just try like, because I don't really drink much alcohol either. It's like, oh, just try like a vodka lemonade or something. It's like, I don't like lemonade. And everybody thinks I'm weird. And you know what? I probably am. That's fine. Okay, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Jesus. Right. I bake a lot, but this is probably one of the weirdest recipes I have seen ever. Like, I don't really have many words for it. I should sift it, but you only live once. And I'm not spending my life just whisking things. Okay. Oh no, we are using baking soda as well, but we're only using 1/4 teaspoon. Sorry, Cheerios, I lied to you. We are using baking soda. Oh, and this is brand new. Nice. Baking soda is weird. Okay. Here we go. 1/4 teaspoon of that. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I like salt. Salt goes really well in anything. And I think sometimes people think it's weird that you put salt in baking, but it really makes it. One of my special recipes is chocolate chip cookies with really salted potato chips, like crushed up in there. And everybody thinks that's really weird, which is fair enough, but actually it tastes really good. Because like the sweet and salty, like you've got the chocolate chips and the cookie dough sweet, and then you've got your really salted chips, or crisps. Some people, oh my god, I got confused why I suddenly smell flour. Wow, do you actually? It's just so immersed in this stream of some random person making a cake that you just smell it. Oh, Auntie cooking fried chicken. I love that. No, I low-key think that we're being haunted, like my streams, and that people are experiencing like weird stuff. Whenever we talk about paranormal stuff, which I'm not like a ghost hunter, I'm not like a massive paranormal person. I do believe in like some level of it, but every time I talk about it, people like experience weird things, and like my, like, sometimes my lights will flicker or just stuff like that, and I'm like, awesome, I'm being haunted, which is really cute. And that's really fun when you work at night by yourself, to think that you're being haunted. Anyway, that's not the point of today. There's our dry ingredients. Awesome. Okay, so from here, we've got all of our ingredients mixed up. We are slowly adding chunks of softened butter until it's all added, and then everything mix. Oh, I said I'd do it by hand, but I really don't want to. It's fine. Yes, we need 8 ounces of softened butter. That was loud. That's only half. Good thing I bought another block today. Right. How have your guys' days been, by the way? What have you been up to lately? How were our weeks? Anything exciting going on? Anything bad going on? Love it. I'm a genius. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I saved time today by having groceries delivered last night. Nice. A lot of my friends get delivered groceries, and they love it. You know, it just saves them a lot of time, which I think is fantastic, and I like want to look into it. Watched anime for 1 episode, and now I'm watching you. Oh, what anime were you watching? I love anime. I need to watch more. I have so many things on my list at the moment. And now I'm watching you. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope I know I'm not as good as the anime, but thanks. I appreciate it. But Cheerios, you spent the day at home. That's nice. We all need more rest days, I think. Everybody's working so hard. They should look after themselves. Treat themselves well. Right. I'm going to cut this in a bit. Let's just say it's an 18 plus anime. Awesome. Yeah. Great. I've never actually watched a is the word safe to use on Twitch? Probably not. The H anime Thai. I don't know if it's safe to use, but I've never watched one. But I'm kind of curious, you know? I've watched some like on the brink stuff, but I've never like fully gone into it. It's safe, are you sure? To say, oh well, there's only like 2 people here, so it doesn't really matter. That's funny. Yeah, like I'm sure there's actually good ones out there. Although you get like, you know, I say I've never watched it, but then I've seen My Dress Up Darling, and you've got to think that that is very close to towing the line, you know? Like, there's no way that shit is safe for kids. Fab. Alright. Let's give this a mix. I could put it in my mixer, but I've had it too dedicated now. Do you watch any? I'm actually not into the action stuff. I'm more on the story. Yeah, fair enough. Story is more important. My favorite genre of anime is shonen, just because I like actual action, not the action that you're referring to, and also like sometimes they can have quite compelling stories. But I want to watch more romance and like slice of life kind of stuff to really like broaden. Instead of just being like, yeah, shonen. But I do really enjoy like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero, all that kind of stuff. But I am like trying to branch out. You know, the fantasy, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's my thing. slice of life and romance. Yeah, I need to watch more. So I mean, if you have any recommendations, I also like comedy. Like, I mean, The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, fantastic, love that. What have I watched? Horror Mia's on the list. I've watched My Dress Up Darling. I have watched more. I mean, obviously Your Lie in April. I mean, I really love Death Note. You know, it doesn't have to just be action all the time. But yeah, give me your recommendations. What else? Sasuke and Miyano. I've seen Given. I've seen heaps of stuff. But then also like, you know, I love Attack on Titan and all of the action-y kind of stuff. So always taking recommendations. Fuck this. I'm gonna put this in the cake mixer. Because I've got to get this all into like crumb consistency so it looks like sand, and that seems like a lot of work, and I don't want to do that. And it's nothing against you Cheerios. I would mix it by hand if it wasn't literally this, so I'm going to put that in there. I just spilled a lot of flour, but you know what, we'll ignore that. We'll pretend that we're doing fantastic. Is that because the butter's not melted? It's soft, but I literally have to, yeah, you've got to let everything mix. So it says to put it in the cake mixer. It has to look like coarse sand, and I don't really want to spend, it's going to take me a really long time to get all the chunks of butter mixed into the flour that it can't be melted, but it's, you know, gotta look like sand. So, my love story, rom-com, Tamako love story, romance. I've always liked you, romance movie. Thank you. I will have a look at those. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I used to, you know, I've always liked anime. I used to watch much more like live action stuff, and I still like stuff, but animation is just such a, it's just so free. Like, they have a lot more not creativity, but a lot more room to be creative because of the, you know, it's animation, it's not live action, it's not so limited. So I think that's cool. I think people who are like, anime is weird and it's only for weird people, I think they can go fuck themselves. I agree that there are some weird people who watch anime, but there's also weird people who watch live action stuff exclusively. So, yeah, I don't know. Such a windy day today, huh? Yeah, it is actually quite windy. Yeah, there were heaps of sounds last night. Like it just sounded like people were driving up the driveway, and like the house was. It was very windy last night, and yeah, it did sound like there were things like right outside, and I was a little bit like, kind of suspicious, but I did not get murdered in the night. I am here. The house did not blow over, and we're thriving mostly. Yeah. So I'm getting distracted with everything. That is totally fine. I'm surprised you can see out that window. I suppose if I'm not here, you can. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been raining a little bit. It's not been like the nicest day ever, which kind of sucks. Because it's been really cold and windy and rainy lately, and we're in for some good weather, but, well, we should be in for some good weather, but that just doesn't want to deliver. Does NZ get tornadoes? Little ones, yeah. We don't often get big ones. Like, I've seen those like huge ones on like American TV, and they like chase them around for some reason. We had one a couple of years ago that did destroy a few buildings, and that's kind of all I've heard. We just don't typically get them. I don't think we're flat enough to get a lot of big ones, and we don't have any like desert land. And if there's a bunch of like not populated land, it's either a forest or like mountain region. So I don't think we can really get tornadoes like other places can. Good question. Let's have a look at our. Don't do that. Let's have a look at our cake batter. Okay, perfect. We are looking a little bit like coarse sand. I was not going to be able to do that by hand myself. So, I'm looking a little bit like Play-Doh, which is cool. God, there's so much sugar in this. It's kind of concerning. Okay, what's our next step? Add your milk, oil, all at once to the dry ingredients and mix on medium. We are just going to do that by hand, because we're no pussies. Be right back. Breakfast time. Fried chicken for breakfast, that is literally ideal. I'll see you in a sec. Enjoy your breakfast. Okay. There we go. We're getting that in there nicely. I wonder how this will turn out. Okay. My arms are getting sore already. I used to do so much baking and my arms were huge. Because I did like just so much mixing by hand. But now I do have a cake mixer and I don't bake as much. So like I used to have like huge biceps, but when you don't do it as much, you get tired a bit quicker. Chicken and waffles, yeah. Cherries, where are you from again? Did you tell me? I think you might have told me and I might have just forgotten. But chicken and waffles, what an invention. Still fit though. Thanks. Not really. I need to get my fitness up because the lacrosse season is starting. And I don't want to be like doing one run up the field and then like done, you know? Milk, oil. Some medium for 2 full minutes to develop the structure. Ugh. Midwest USA. It's almost midnight. And what, your Saturday night going into Sunday morning? Time zones are weird, man. We're Midwest, so that's God, no, I wouldn't even guess at states because I'm just so useless at geography. I'm so bad. Yeah, cool. Oh, well, thanks for joining me that late at night. It's nice to see you. Have you done anything with your week lately? Obviously, you've just been at home today, but has anything exciting happened lately? Interesting? While I mix this for another couple minutes. It's looking nice though. Lovely. Okay. So we add the milk egg mixture we're mixing on there. Great. Hopefully that is structured enough. Not this week. Last weekend was busy with 2 birthdays and puppy watching. What is puppy watching? Please explain. Hope the birthdays went well. I have a really complicated relationship with birthdays because on one hand, going to a birthday party is fun and it's nice to celebrate your friends or family, but at the same time, like, oh my god, they're exhausting. Sammy's back. Sammy wants me to hydrate. Where did I put my water bottle? Hello, Sammy. Oh, my water bottle's all in here. How was your walk, Sammy? Here you go. Hydrated. Hope your dog had a good walk. Why have you not posted a picture of your dog in the Discord? Now I'm upset. Nephew has a dog about 7 months old and he brings him over to stay with me for a day or two. Oh, it's a babysitting. What kind of dog? I love dogs a lot. Okay, Sammy, here's our, yeah, you better. Here's our batter so far. We're slowly adding in our ingredients. It's looking good. Border Collie, oh, cute. He lives in an apartment, but I've got a nice yard. Oh, I bet the dog is really happy to come over and hang out with you then. Especially a breed like a Border Collie. They love their space. Okay. Right, this is looking pretty good, actually. Looks like mashed potatoes, yeah. We'll just pretend that it looks like a cake though, as I struggle to mix it. It's got way too much sugar to be mashed potatoes, that's for sure. Alright. Okay, getting in there. Nearly done. Okay, lovely. A little bit more. Ugh. Right, we're doing it. We're doing great. So we're going to split this batter in half and we're going to add cocoa to half of it. The half that is still white from vanilla, do we want to keep it white or do we want to add colour to it? Puppy is adorable. He barely sleeps when he's over here, but when he goes home he sleeps for days to recover. Oh, that's so cute. I love it when puppies do that. Like, they're just too excited and they just try to stay up. I've seen puppies like fall asleep while they're standing up because they're so tired, but they really want to stay awake and keep playing, and oh, bless them. Okay, this looks good. Okay. I'm feeling like this is a workout. Like I've literally been to the gym. I've got my other hand so that we keep the gains even. Right, Sammy? This is so awkward doing it with my left hand. Is there going to be any other colour for the cake? That is up for you guys to decide. So the plan for the moment, I think, is that it's going to be 3 tiers. There's going to be 2 cake tiers, and then there's going to be a layer of brownie in the middle, just for fun. And so, obviously we're going to have the brown from the chocolate, and then we can have different coloured icings as well as colouring the cake if we want to colour the cake, or we can keep the cake white and brown and keep the icing traditional, or we can add as many colours as we want, you know? It's up to you guys. Right, with that is our batter done. It's looking a little bit more like cake-ish. I think it looks pretty good. Nice and glossy, you really can't see. You put a photo of him in the Discord, excellent. Good to hear. I will look at it in a second when my hands are not covered in cake batter. So, Sammy, to confirm, I'm splitting this in half and we're doing half chocolate and half vanilla. Is that right? Do both layers of cake have to be the same, or can the bottom be marbled and the top be plain? I can probably do the bottom marbled and the top plain. If we want to do that. We have the brownies. I'll make them next, because they take less time to cook than the cake. And that's really quick for me to make. So, find 3 cake pans the same size. Or we can make 3 different sized tiers. I don't know. Whatever we feel like. Why are these stuck together? Those are the same size, that's cool. We'll use those too. Awesome. I have other parts too, but I'm not taking, pets too, not taking a photo of all of them. What? What do you mean? Why are you not taking photos of all your pets for me? That's what the pet section in the Discord is for. It's for pets, Sammy. Why are you hiding this from me? Ridiculous. Tears makes me think of wedding cakes. Are we not getting married? What? I'm making our wedding cake. I'm kidding. Okay. So, Sammy, do we have any input? Are we gonna do a marbled layer, the brownie layer, and then a pure vanilla layer? We're gonna go with that one? Because we can absolutely do that. Won't be too hard to do. I don't think anyway. I have 3 bulls, 10 chickens, and other animals. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you don't have to go and take photos of them. I thought you just meant like you had like a few dogs or like a few cats or something. That's fine. I appreciate the dog photos though. Okay, so I'll put some batter in a separate bowl for the chocolate layer, well, the marbled layer. And is that about a quarter of it? Right, that looks about right. Each chicken needs a front and side mugshot, please and thank you. Yeah, with their names, date of birth, favourite food, favourite pastime, hobbies, and their best friend, and one other chicken that they hate. All the information, all of that for each one. Thank you so much. Cocoa powder for the chocolate one. Sammy, you have videos of them doing parkour? Why have you not shared this information with us before? I want to see chickens doing parkour. Girl, mix in there. Chocolatey enough. Right. Neapolitan would be chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry in order. Yes, it would be. Yikes Factory. Hello, how are you doing? Unfortunately, we do not have strawberry here with us today in the building, so it's just vanilla and chocolate. I am looking forward to strawberry season though. I do enjoy strawberries. How are you doing today? You can also hypnotize them too. How do you hypnotize a chicken? Is it just when you put them on their backs? Because there are 2 chickens out here. Shout out to the chickens for the eggs for this, by the way. And I would like to hypnotize them. One has a sore leg today. I don't know why. She's just kind of dramatic about it. Oh, is that why fried chicken for breakfast? Decent. Good to hear. Yikes. Glad that you're doing decent. Decent is better than bad. Fun fact. Decent is better than bad. You make sure they are sitting there and put their head on ground and draw a line in front of them. And they stay there. Really, you just like actually hypnotize a chicken. Oh, it's rabbits that you can put on their back and they kind of go into a trance. Or, there's another way to hypnotize chickens. Here we go. You should be on Farmer Wants a Wife, Sammy. That'd be funny. I love Farmer Wants a Wife. I think it's really funny. And the guy that makes like the realistic Farmer Wants a Wife TikToks, he is funny. Okay, here's our chocolate version of the batter. You can't really see that it's chocolatey, but you'll just have to believe me. It is. It's crazy their brains are so simple that they freeze up. My brain is probably the same. I'm very simple as well. You can put their head under their wing and rock them between your legs 5 times and put them back on the ground. They stay there too. I ain't no farmer. I just have farm pets. Oh, okay. Disappointing. Very impressive that you know